Who are you to raise your finger? Like I want to hear more. Who are you to raise your finger? Ba, 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 ba. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Eyeballs deep in muddy water. Who are you to raise your finger? Eyeballs deep in muddy water. Must have been high. It must have been so high. Who are you to raise your finger? Gotta get back to work. See you soon. Yes, sir. Yeah, 'cause I'm turning things on. La da da da. Ba bum ba bum. All right, live overhead. Yaw. I have no wisdom to share. I have barely anything to say. Barely. Everything that I say will come to me at the time. Or it won't. Don't know. I don't know. Part of this is just farting with the equipment. More of it than you think. There's lots of levels there. Actually, what if I just leave that wound right out like that? You'll probably hear every passing car. Well, cha-cha. We have mail. We got mail. We have received mail. There it is. Let me get my camera closer upperer. When you got good friends, you know how it is, right? And what has happened here is I have said out loud at different times, I'm looking for a this or I'm looking for a that. And every time I do, certain people tend to, just like out of the goodness of their heart, begin helping out. So more than one time I've received mail from this gentleman here. And he I heard you needed, and there it is in the mail, So that's pretty freaking awesome. So there. Edit video. Can I already edit the video? What's going on here? No. What does that mean? Hang on. Learning. Oh, I guess it would let me do that. Okay, well, fair. Go back. Go back, I say. Go back. All right, cool. Brown Sugar, Luderate, thank you for stopping by. I don't know. There's no format. I've just turned the channel on. That's why it's called Channel On, because it's something that I don't do often enough. And I figured once the channel was on, I'd have a lot less excuse to. I'd have to come up with a plan. Let's put it that way. So we're going to start off with a mail call because I did receive some mail. And it, again, was from BH Ringer. And it was literally because I said out loud that I needed a thus or such. And right away, hi, Darren, heard you mention you needed a D-Day. And even the date he heard it. Here you go, along with another AGB. Now, an AGB is an Alexander Graham Bell, and that is one of the loonies that is harder to come by and commemorative here in Canada. In fact, the Alexander Graham Bells come as a set, a painted and an unpainted version. And he sent me the painted version of the Alexander Graham Bell. Now, those coins are not here in front of me because I've already installed them in the book that they're going to live in. So let me show you that. We were waiting on just one more coin, literally, to complete this book, and he sent it out to me. So this can be yours, by the way. Not this one, because this one belongs to somebody else, but this is what I do. With the coin roll hunting that I do, I put together these. So you literally, this is not open to Canadians, and I say that because you should do your own coin roll hunting. But these books are pretty cool. Let me see if I can get it a little better in frame here. That should basically fall in frame. So starting back in 1999, I believe it is here, with the first of the commemorative toonies, we've got them all, and for the first little while, none of them are painted. But we get up to the very first and the kind of, what do you call it, Holy Grail, basically, is what I would say. And that is the painted glow-in-the-dark from 2017, which was our 150th, not bicentennial, what do you, it's not 200, but whatever they call 150, right? 150th anniversary of Canada as a country. So that and its unpainted version are here. Everything is here. This little spot on the first page was a blank. And of course, because it's a blank, I put in a black toonie for the Queen. Now, this is harder to see, so let me grab a piece of paper quickly. Let me grab a blank piece of paper quickly. I don't have a blank piece of paper quickly. Hang on. Bear with. I do a lot of notes, so blank pieces of paper without notes all over them is harder to find. Hang on. I'm not saying I don't own a blank piece of paper, so I just have a lot of notes. All right, here we go. Blank papers. Now that makes that a lot easier to understand. I guess that's about the same. All right. So this is where the magic starts. Page number 2, we've got the Armistice with the red poppy and its unpainted version. And right here, this is the D-Day. This is number of helmets that are... actually, you know what? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do a better job. Hang on. Who are you to raise your finger? Eyeballs deep in muddy water. What? What just happened? I feel like I messed up the microphone there. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. It should be not bad. I think I can make that a little bit bigger and easier to see. All right, not going to take them out of the final plastic so I don't handle them anymore. But that's the Armistice and the unpainted Armistice. The D-Day, that was the one that was provided by B.H. Ringer. Thank you, Jerry. And that was the one I needed. I have the unpainted version of it right there. Oh. You get the Bill Reed and, of course, the unpainted version of the Bill Reed. You get the victory for the victory of the war, and we get that as well in unpainted. You get the isolation of insulin by Canadians and an unpainted version of the same. And that is this particular, this batch here. Now, here on the side, on this side here on page 2, we got another commemorative, but then I'll show you a couple others here. So on this part, we start off with the Vimy. That is for Vimy Ridge, a very important battle and victory of the war. But then we go on, and I'll show you the Alexander Graham Bell here. That is that one celebrating the inventions of Alexander Graham Bell. And that is a $1 coin, or a loonie, which normally has the loony bird, or loon, not a loony bird, but a loon on it. And that's why we call it that. But that is the unpainted and painted Alexander Graham Bell. And B.H. Ringer sent this one along so that we could include it in the book as well. And then in the book, we also have a set of UN Charter, some of the more beautiful blue, black, and red, and a painted and unpainted version in this particular book. So this is the kind of thing I offer. I do my coin roll hunting in order to have these on hand, so that if you ask me to put together a book for you, I have nice circulated but nice versions of all the different coins that go in the book. I'm certainly not offering uncirculated coins, so at that level we do our best, and it is of course subject to me providing you the best coins I have available for you when I'm putting together any given book. So I reserve the right to not make any particular promises, but if you know me, I'm doing my best for you, I promise. So it's literally the trust me bro guarantee. It is. I've got the unpainted hockey right here, which is one of this year's commemoratives. And of course, here's another one from the Black Ring for the passing of the Queen. Now, moving into this section of the book, I have a series of toonies here by year. There are no more commemorative toonies to own. They're already all in the first few pages, but there are more pages, and I'm not sending out a blank book. So in the case of these pages, different really nice examples from different years, and only one from each year, so no doubles. And then when we get to this last little section, a couple of specials. We're not even going to really get into what those are. You may have been able to see, you may rewind, you may zoom in. I don't know what you're going to do, but we're not even going to talk about what these are. A couple of specials over and abovers. And yeah, so this is the way this particular book works out. There are different books a person can get. Of course, I'm more familiar with the quarters and the $2 books because I've done a lot more of those. I've never done a nickel, a dime, or even a penny, and don't know if I can. But these commemoratives, man, they're cool. And even the ones that are like here, for example, if I was to, no, not these ones. These ones are the ones by the year. I'm more referring to, actually, I'm more referring to these first ones, which are kind of cool. So let's take a quick look at these. Before they started to paint them, they did start with the commemoratives that were unpainted, and they did not have a painted counterpart. But the work on them was so cool. Let's take a quick look. So here we have the very first commemorative, and that is the Nunavut drummer, Nunavut being one of Canada's territories and a predominantly Aboriginal territory. And that is like basically an Eskimo drummer, to use a term that I'm not sure is cool to use anymore, but that would describe what we've got here. Here we have from 2000, we call it the Three Bears, but it is knowledge, of course. Mama Bear and the baby bears getting their knowledge from Mama. That's a 2000. This is Churchill. Churchill the bear is backed up by the sunshine with those rays behind him as he's frolicking in the natural environment. And he was named by committee. There was literally, or not committee, but a draw, or people sent in their names. And out of all the names, Churchill was chosen. So there you go. So he won the Name the Bear contest. This one is interesting because a lot of thought I don't think goes into the whole idea of this. And when you think about it, it's sort of bigger than you realize, I suppose. At least it works for me. And that is, this is the one for Quebec. Now, Quebec, it says 1608 to 2008, kids. That's 400 years. Did you note how that's a lot longer than the US of A? Take that into consideration when you check out Quebec and 400 years of Quebec, not 2 or 250 or 300. In 1812, we have a lovely ship here. I believe this is the HMS Shannon. I believe. We won't rub that in too much. All right. This one here is called Wait for Me, Daddy. And that is in New Westminster. As the regiment marched by, the little boy broke away from his mom and ran over to his dad, who was marching in formation, shouting, "Wait for me, Daddy." We celebrate the writing of the poem In Flanders Fields Where Poppies Grow, Beneath the Crosses Row on Row, with this one here, which is the actual author writing the poem in the field. And this one here, the guns of the Atlantic War, with ships and planes in the background and the big gun manned by some brave soldiers. Ain't nothing getting past here, kids. We're here to stop the BS. And of course, you are familiar with the glow in the dark. This one's got a little dirt on it. It ain't perfect, but you find one. They're hard to come by. And then finally, the Vimy. And I thought we had did I put in 2 Vimmys in here? Did I do that? I did. Okay. Well, all right. I will fix that. I will put something different in there. So look, you help me find a little, oops. The other Vimy, this Vimy here has a spot. Like there's a particular legend, a piece of paper behind showing what's supposed to be there. In this case, I actually like this Vimy better than the other one. So we're going to pull this one out. This one's got a little less shine. We'll just pop this one right in here. And put this front page back in. And now I got one more spot to fill in, because ain't no way I'm sending a book with empty spots. So I got another bonus spot to bonus up. Pretty cool. Don't know what will be there yet, but there it is. Since it's a row of dollar coins, maybe I'll put another dollar coin in there of one kind or another. Oh, you can't see nothing. Thank you. Yeah, so that's a double. We'll pull that out, put it aside. We got a spot here that will be filled with something of my fancy, and otherwise we're still good. I have a few black ring tunies scattered around in here. Maybe I'll load it with another black ring. That's a pretty likely choice. But we're making the book better, and it is basically spoken for. The young lady who mentioned it, it's hers until she says it isn't. And I can make a new one for you. In fact, she will not get this one, and neither will you, and I'll tell you why. Because over the years, I guess I've been doing this a while, it's got a little wear on the corners here where I've opened, closed it, and banged it around. So I will get you a brand new book and load the coins into it. This one will always be my gathering book, so I know when I've got all the ones that I need to make, for you. And again, keep in mind, this has room for 60 coins, and if 60 of them were toonies, you'd be at $120 plus the book plus shipping. So it's, not inexpensive, but it is, a bunch of $2 coins, which you don't have in the USA. That's a handful of change real fast when you, when you got a handful of $2 coins, goes quick. Boudreaux, your mail is in the mail from the other day, so hopefully that doesn't take too long. Brown sugar once again, thanks. Dennis Jameson, my local hot shot. He's over in the local nearby town. Howdy. Crafty Dragon, thanks for stopping by. Stone Day's still here, of course. Just what are you going to do with your time, huh? What? What? I think this is, well, okay. I just want you to know that I just received mail from the Udis, and that is beautiful, but I don't think this is coin related, so if you'll give me just a moment, folks. I was just talking about you. I was just talking about you and how kind you are. And there you go. There's an instant mail call for you for a person who doesn't have to do this kind of stuff. She's already one of the most compassionate people that you'll speak to or have in your stream, or she'll type to you in chat or whatnot. And she's given you more than what most people will give you already. And then this, thank you very much, Udi family, for your sympathies. Really, really, really appreciate you. Anyway, awesome. What a family. You guys are great. Woo!
What is it, Darren?
It's a sympathy card, David.
Okay.
Awesome. So we'll fade out our picture here so we can show off at least some stickers here on what is my sticker board. But yes, mail call thanks to B.H. Ringer. Jerry sent in that D-Day and basically helped me complete this book. Well, you know what? Why don't we complete this book? What else could I, now when you got all the good toonies in the book already and some of the nice sets of loonies, what else could I put in here? That's kind of the mystery. What else could I go? What am I? Oh, coining around. Thanks for stopping by. I am just coining around myself a little bit. It's simple as that. And an impromptu mail just came in from Miss Udi, so good timing all the way around. I'm actually in my head trying to figure out what now is going to go into the spot now that I realize I had a double. So, oh, I guess I could, yeah. I got the answer. Do I have a spare? Hope I do. Not in this book. Okay. All right. I know what needs to go there. I don't know if I have one, but I'm not going to say it out loud. It's going to come as a surprise, but I have chosen, and provided I have one, that's about when we'll go there. Okay. What else is going on here? This is part of the high-speed toonie search I went through not all that long ago. I went through a lot of toonies, and it was kind of surprising that I would go through quite so many and not even come across a D-Day. But I had the same thing with the quarters, and you go through so many more quarters, and I didn't come across a single British Columbia quarter from 1992 from that particular series that I needed. So, I guess, it'd be too easy if it was too easy, and it's not that easy. You know what, though? I really need a coffee. Desperately. desperately. Let me see here. I don't know if I get audio off of that or not. I think I should, but I don't. Okay, let's do something else. Mm-hmm. Okay, I could go to that while I make some coffee. Oh yeah, getting these extra pages. That was a pain. It took weeks and weeks and weeks. Pathetic. Tell ya. Wah, wah, wah. All right. Welcome back to Dimebag Darren, world headquarters in the corner of my living room, where we're going to be doing some work on this 7 Stacks. Thanks for coming by. $2 Lighthouse book. Get her opened up to see all the important stuff that we'll just zip right by because it ain't important. You know what's important? Dennis, I got a local coin shop that is a hobby shop that is a RC shop, and they have these books in them. And also, this book is generally available at the post office, the Canada Post Office. So if you go in the local post office, you'll find them usually on the wall in the corner kind of thing. But I've gotten all my books locally and haven't ordered any from anywhere particularly. So trying to give some money to the local shop guy, but he's not very good at stocking what I need, unfortunately. Doesn't take too much, just something that'll turn one of those slotted screwdrivers, any old kid. It's not his important thing. So here I am, and I'm in the book. I've gotten myself 2 more pages. Now, keep in mind, this book is like $25 or whatever as it is, and already it needs 2 pages, and each one of those pages was, I don't even know, $7 or something like that. They went up. They were less expensive the last time I ordered them, but as far as I'm concerned, they saw me coming. That being said, it's a nice book, and it's finished. There's no more need to do anything to it. So it is what it is, and it's done. Not going to complain about it, honestly. All right, I'm stepping away for a sec to just watch on this for a bit while I get a coffee. Not get a copyright strike, but who knows? Who knows with the way they run this place? All right, so there it is. 1 page, 2 page, 3 and 4. That'll let us get started. So, speaking of getting started, where was I? Oh yeah, 2 pages and ready to go. So, welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters in the corner of my living room, and we are about to put coins in the beautiful, and not pages, in the beautiful Canada $2 coin book. Now, we did have a Canada $2 coin book before this one, and it has no room for no pages or no nothing, so guess what? She's the sacrificial lamb. Our very first one coming out of there is going to be the Nunavut, first of the commemorative toonies. struck in base metal for circulation and precious metals for collectors. There is a slight difference in the reverse where there's a ring and not a ring. We're going to pop this one in the book, and please forgive me for not giving you a close-up. This will be the only one you don't get a close-up of. The Nunavut from 1999. We'll lay that carefully into the book as the first of the commemorative toonies, and go on from there. The Little Red Book has just the commemoratives. Now this one here, think of it as the three bears, but it's also referred to as knowledge. It's the mama bear and her two baby bears on the edge of the water. And there we have a close-up of it for a change. Only 29,880,000 of those made. Now what do we got next? Pop that right on in there. This one here, there was a contest to decide what this should be called. It was a special commemorative of the $2 coin and was designed by Ontario artist Tony Bianco. It's not a very good one. We'll hope to get a better one, but this got called Churchill in the Name Our Polar Bear contest that was done back in 2006.
I don't know if you can hear that. Oh yeah, you can.
So not hard to come by. What we have next celebrates.
I'll try to reduce the sound of the fan down quite a bit.
Time. And this one says at 1608 to 2008, that's 400 years, celebrating Quebec.
Check one, check two, check one, check two, check one, check two. I'll go with that.
1,000 of these made, so a little bit rare. And all of our coins are coming out of circulation, so
All right.
they're as beautiful as we can find. And as we find better ones, of course, we'll replace them. But for now, we'll take what we can get and put the Quebec in her spot.
Ah, yes, the building of the $2 book.
All right, coming up next. Ready for that one to pop right into here. What do we have? Let's take a look. I believe it's the HMS Shannon. Yeah, I float that boat right into the screen there. Beautiful boat. Famed for its defeat and capture of the USS Chesapeake.
Well, I am actually looking for two, and I'm not making too much of an effort at it, but nevertheless, it is time to find somebody else who wants another book. We are ready to make quarter books and $2 books. Of course, the $2 books cost a fair bit more, but if you'd like a quarter book, we certainly have stock on most of the commemorative quarters and are ready to assemble a quarter book for you. If you're the person who would be interested in receiving something like a quarter book or a $1 book from me, or a $2 book, for example, please reach out and I will let you know all the details. It's a very simple process. People like, I don't know, Sam Seavey, people like, I don't know, Jack Galman, people like, I don't know, Becky Belmontes, people like, I don't know, Lola Udi. Ask them. They've all received different books from me over the time that I've started this tiny little enterprise, and I think I've kept them happy so far, but you can get the truth from them anytime. And if you're in Canada, screw you. Find your own. Do your coin hunting. Have some fun. You don't want me putting together a book for you. You want to do coin hunting on your own. That's the way. So that's what you want to do. And if you ever need any particular coins, of course, there are lots of other Canadians here that can help out. But me, I got some help for you too. But let me zone you in on something new. Let's go in a different direction here. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you something.
We're going to be looking for a nicer one.
Give me just a second to do the looking here.
In the meanwhile, this one will just have to fill the spot in the book that's associated to it, and we will definitely.
Hey, that's not what I'm looking for. No. Okay, I'm confused. Gotta give me a second to find it. Bum, 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 bum. Can I search? I don't understand why it doesn't come right up. Dude. Hidden. I got too many. How do I find it? Seriously, I typed the name of the channel in there. Boudreaux, it happens to vary a little bit depending on what I put in the book, but in general, and the book will come with will always come with something bonus that I put in myself and will not describe to you. But when it comes to what's in the book, 1.25 face paid in American dollars. The book itself is charged out to you in American dollars with no increase in charge other than the exchange, and then shipping is paid for. So you buy the book, you pay for shipping, and what's in the book costs you 1.25 face. That is generally how I price it in USD. So my profit is in the fact that I get 0.25 face for doing the looking, for finding the coins and selecting the nicest one and doing all of that, and the assembly and hard work. And the main profit is in the conversion between the American and Canadian dollar. That's how it's done. That's how I do it. I'm doing a search and I don't under. I'm confused. There we go. Stupid YouTube. I'd like to introduce you to Block Blockus. Block Blockus is fun for everyone. Block Blockus is fun for you, for me, for your dog, for your cat. Block Blockus is fun for your rat. If you have a hamster, give it a try. If you'll know if he likes Block Blockus, because if he doesn't, he'll cry. But if he's not crying, then he likes it a lot, and you should show up at Block Blockus. For you, we've got a spot. All right? Right? So, what we need you to do? Oh, whatever, fart bubble. Why is it? There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. So we play competitive Jenga. It's not that competitive. But we are doing we are doing some changes in the Jenga game. Stone Day is the host, and he's coming up with a plan. We are going to have multiple Jengas going down, and some rules that we make up as we go along. So deal with it. We are working up the details, and Stone Day's putting a lot of thought into the process. But we do play Jenga on Block Blockus. So I want to introduce you to that. Please go subscribe to Block Blockus to get the numbers up so that people can friggin' find it when they search Block Blockus. You would think. Thank you, YouTube, jackasses, fucking overlords. And yes, please. So now's the time. It's just now beginning. Block Blockus. Yep. Yeah, and you end up at the post office every now and then. And they have them in the back too. So if you don't see the one that you want on the wall, make sure you ask them, because they are literally the representative of the mint. So, you know, hang on a second. I'm doing a thing. Hang on. That's not right. That's not right. By God, that ain't right. Okay, something like that.
Loonies.
Oh yeah, like the last time. How that happened.
Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters in the corner of my living room. Here I come. Nice to see you all again.
So I'm not kidding. In this video, I have to thank B.H. Ringer again, because, again, I said out loud something and bam, there he was.
In this case, this little
Nice, eh?
thing, not that one. I was using it to hold it down.
So helpful.
Came in from B.H. Ringer. Fellow
Ringer.
Canadian. BH is on the other side. We call it back east. Now, if you talk to anybody who's lived back east, they won't say back east. They'll say down east. But we got a little something, something. All I had to do was ask. I needed a little help, and next thing you know, BH Ringer's come to my aid. Here's his page. Please stop by and visit. He supports a lot of the great channels and all kinds of other things. So I bet you if BH thinks it's cool, it's probably
Right on, Dennis. Thanks for stopping by.
channels that he's got on his channel
Just
page, and the few videos that he's got.
fooling around.
You might find those interesting too. Not so much about the things we collect necessarily, but still, I'll look into the human that is BH. Now, we did get this. I have opened and
Did you
unwrapped.
get your
I told him I
skateboard
needed
running again?
a set of Australian bells, and there they are. So we're just gonna move those out of here, and I'll quickly read this. Hi Darren, thanks for the trade. I don't have any channel stickers yet. Blah blah blah. Yeah yeah. Yeah. If you have any channel stickers, I don't either, so don't worry about it, Jay. I see you got your paw spare time. I've got it put out right here already. Thank you for the help. Happy to be a helpful guy whenever I can. So once again, thank you to B.H. Ringer. Really thank you. Just had to give him a question. Said, hey, do you have a set of Alexander's available, sir? And he said, yes, I do. So we'll make another little video shortly of me adding those to the book. I just want to make this one special and say thanks once again to B.H. Ringer for being a huge dude. Sending that from back east, or down east, as they say. And I appreciate you, sir.
Well, Boudreaux, with
BH or any
typically the quarter book and the $2 book are the ones that I'm able to do the most quickly. And after I fill up a book, often there's one or two coins missing that I need before completion that I maybe didn't have in stock, although I try to keep them all. Don't always find them all, honestly. So then it does take a little extra time for me to either complete the book. I've never sent the book incomplete. I did manage always to get what I wanted to get it completed. So I can't tell you that I've ever said, nah, screw it, send it the way it is. But if I may, let's, hang on. Oh, okay. What I'll do is I'll just show you my own quarter book, which would be very, very, very similar to what you'd end up with if you wanted a quarter book. Just get my scenes out here and get overhead. Crop on in. All right, so this is the Canadian commemorative quarter book that I could put together for you. Now, I start with the little thing that comes with any of the books that shows you which ones they make. 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, the regular 25-cent ones that all have the caribou on them, the commemorative 25-cent which is what this is, the 50-cent book, which I don't think I could fill, the dollar book I could do for somebody likely, although I've never done one yet because I'm doing something different with my dollars, but I could still do a dollar book for you, and then the $2 book. Now this is the $2 book of non-commemorative $2 coins. There is a commemorative $2 coin book, which is not here, and that's the one that I've done, this one. Not there in the list, but one of the very same books. So the beauty thing of the commemorative $2 coin book is that the commemoratives only fill up the first 2 pages, and then there are 2 pages more. So I go on and fill them with regular $2 coins that would normally be found in this book. That being said, this again is a quarter book and is one of the books I would be able to put together for you basically ASAP. Starting in 1967, this is a silver coin and is the 100 years of Canada, our 100th anniversary, our centennial, and that was brought out for that. Then 1973, the Mounties put out a coin, the Mounties being the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and we have a coin that celebrates them. And then without going through the entire books, but just saying starting in 62, then 73, then a series in 92, then a series in 99, and all of these are different commemorative series, typically, that went through the years. Starting 2004, we end up with our first coin that has color on it, with a first poppy coin that came out in 2004, and then the breast cancer awareness coin in 2006 with the pink ribbon in the middle, and then a number, as you can see, of different commemorative coins throughout, that time. Then, as we get into the next page, we end up with, in 2008, another similar poppy coin. Then we go into the ones that celebrate the men's hockey wins, women's hockey, Cindy Klassen, the skater. These are different wins that have to do with the Olympics. Then the double poppy, and then we get into the bison, the orca, and the falcon. The bison has a green, the orca is blue for the water, and the falcon yellow for the sky, and each one has a painted and unpainted version. Then this is the series that was sent to me by Marty. 4 with the little painted Canadian maple leaf, and 4 without, as a set commemorating the 1812 do that we had with you Americans. A few more, and then we get into the painted Canadian flag and its unpainted version, what we call Big Poppy, hard to come by. That's one of the ones that I do not have stock on right now, I'll tell you. And then a couple more, and then that's the end of the book. So this one is full of all quarters. All the painted quarters are basically represented in one of these books, and then all the other commemoratives as well. Virtually none of the quarters here, in fact, none of the quarters here, have the old Canadian moose or whatever you want to call them on the quarter. That's for regular quarters, and of course this is a book of not regular quarters, but we still have the regular quarters, and that's a different book altogether. So there is this book. Can I do how much do you pick up? You don't know how much time. Okay. Well, again, it's 48, right? No, 96 by 25. I would do it in the email to you, Boudreaux, but and you can reach out to me at dimebagdarrenlow@gmail.com. You can definitely 25-cent book. And again, we got 96 slots. You know what? Let me calculate it out for you. because it's not like hard math anymore. It took me a long time to figure out how to price it, but now I do know. So let me get the calculator. I like to put it in an email though, then I know exactly what I offered, so I can go back and so please, this is an estimate. Please send me an email, and I will confirm any amounts by email. But this will be the rough and tumble of it. There are 96 quarters, so that would be 96 times by 0.25, which is $24, times by one. Sorry, that's not a one. 1.25. Whatever. I hate this thing. By 96. That's. It's not you, it's me. Okay, so you're looking at $30 in coin costs plus $12 for the book plus $25 for shipping equals that's $67 paid in USD to my PayPal. And that is what the cost of a book is. It's the cost of the book plus the cost of the shipping, the cost of the face of the coins in the book, times by 1.25, and that is that. So $67 American to my PayPal, dimebagdarrenlow@gmail.com. And yeah, I have to go pick up some more empty books. So right now all the books I have here are filled for someone. So, and that's a today thing. So if that's something you want me to get right on, I can get right on it literally. Monsieur Metcalf, thank you for stopping by. I always get Richard. I know this will make no sense because there is no reason for it. But I get Richard Metcalf and Robert Worley mixed up. I know. What sense does that make, actually? I don't know. For some of the Canada $1 books, I have some of these little folders. I generally have these folders in order just to keep the stock. So if somebody wanted a dollar book, I would have some of the $1 coins that I would need. And, you know, since they're only $1 a piece to keep, they're not so... Oh, and here's some really nice quarters I've kept. Anytime I get one that's really good looking, I tend to put it away. The problem is I'm starting to put away far too much money, and it's not, you know, it's not silver or anything. It's not going to go up. Well, those are my favorite ones to make, Boudreaux, by far. So, and the ones that I've got the most stock on. So you're right on track when it comes to my program, wanting a 25-cent and a $2. And let me make your 25-cent first. It's less expensive, and you'll get to see what I do. Because again, there's a little more of me that I put into it, but that's between me and you. It's not gonna. I don't make. I never know. I look around the place and I think of you, and you never know what happens after that. That's not documentable. So it is what it is. But Boudreaux, I'd love for you to be on that list. Absolutely. Mr. Seavey and Mr. Galman are definitely on the list. I'd love to add you. It's I wanted to do something a little different. I want to share the coins that I've got with people. I'm definitely not in the, like, if a bunch of orders came in, I think I'd quit because I just don't want to do them at a pace any more pressing than I want to do them at. It's got to be a hobby. It can't be a business. If it becomes, you know, honestly too popular, I'll run away. I will. But cool. I like to have one on the go, and I just finished the last one basically by getting that coin that came in the mail, and that's it. That book is done and can go. I just have to find the final little details, settle those out, and then in the box it goes. and off to Grandma's house, over the hills and down the road. Da 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 da. Pardon me. So, if you don't know it or you haven't been, Great Scott is also live. He goes live every single day around this time, whereas this is my weekend. I get Wednesdays and Thursdays off, so if I'm going to be live during the day, it's going to be Wednesdays and or Thursdays, maybe. I don't know. And yeah, that's how that will be. But there are other people who do regular programming daily, and Great Scott is one of them, and he's on right now. Looks like Big Red is pulling apart a copper motor, and Ringmaster Ray is in a penny battle with who? Dolls, Dolly, Pizza Guy, and Coin Crew.
Put the book together.
Well, that's a pretty serious penny battle. Can't really participate in those because, of course, can't get a box of pennies, but looks like they're at it over there. Cool. And that's what's going on in the world of coins right now. All right. I don't know what's the plan for Block Blockus, when we're going to be able to do a new, when we're going to do that thing on the Blockus. But hopefully not too long. Oh yeah, I'm not live. That's why. There we go. I'm looking at YouTube, seeing the picture is different than the picture I'm sending, and I'm just nowhere near live. Not at all. And that's what's going on with that. So what other videos do we have to play? We don't make that many videos. We tend to go live more than anything. Oh yeah, this. So we live, on in British Columbia. We're West Coast, but we are quite a ways in from the ocean. So this rock is I forget the name of the thing that it is. It's when the huge boulder is pushed along by the ice flow from the big mountain that's like literally not even there anymore. And so you look around and there's like flat plains in almost all directions. And then for some reason, a big pile of rocks. And the rocks make a big hill. And at the top of this hill is this final giant freaking rock. And I don't know what they call it, but it was pushed along by glacial flow and didn't crumble or whatever, and then landed here, and that's that. This is one giant freaking rock. Bonjour, Boudreau. We got your email? It was pushed. Yeah, you could. You most certainly could. That makes perfect sense, Boudreau. Absolutely. And the first person to think of that. So there's my buddy Larry, and there's the rock. You think the rock is big? I like this, the rock. It's like the size of a house, but very cool. He had been talking about it for a while, Buddy Larry there had been, and then it's like, I'm going to take you to see this thing. And he had me in his truck, and I had no choice. And it honestly wasn't that far. I don't need this.
When Son and Barbie Yellow saw this, they'd want to carve it out to make a house.
Yeah, that tells you there was a time when completely different shit was going down. These suckers were moving around, and probably people were pretty cold. If I was homeless, I'd go in there with my chisel in the back and just start chiseling out my home. By the time I was done, I'd have a nice little alcove built right into that rock. I would chisel it out in the night when there's nobody there, and I would just scatter the rock dust around, and then nobody would know until I had my little fort. I bet you if you had a 8-pound sledge and a nice chisel and all the time in the world, you could pound your way through that. Of course, you'd be breaking some kind of law, no doubt. God forbid. God forbid you chisel a hole in the rock.
Welcome back to Dimebag Darren World Headquarters, here in the corner of my living room. And the grand tour. We're going to take you through everything that's on the desk, from PS4 controllers, PC panel, sliders, everything else that you see here. We got a microscope camera, got a high-end Rode microphone, and we got some candid shots of how it all looks. Different perspectives. With the computer on the side there, an i5 8500 rocking a 1060 and 32 gig.
Already built a new
RAM.
computer.
And behind me, well, stacks of money. Had boxes of money there with pennies, books of coins.
Boxes of money?
Other
Well, not
collections of
really,
coins
but
and
kind of.
books,
They're empty.
couple of
Well, they're not
books,
empty,
flashlights, and we gotta keep
but
those
they're not
monitors
full of
clean.
what you think.
Well, there it is, right there. More money boxes and
Wow, it looks so much more clean than it actually is.
The Maple Leaves. We're a little bit of a show for StreamYard at times, because that's where we bring our friends together and have discussions. So, and once again, another perspective on Dimebag Darren World Headquarters. Pretty comfortable.
Beautiful.
Have a lot of good times coming from
Cool. That is awesome.
Ah, yes. Using the microscope camera. You can see there it is live right there against the black backdrop.
Wow, I can't believe how much actual production I put into this.
Using OBS for all my shows.
Richard, thanks for stopping by. I'm just
Time to bring a panel on.
thinking, and that's the truth. I wouldn't lie. I turned on the channel because I hadn't streamed in a while.
I know, no Linus Media Group stuff. I know. Gotta get me some of that. I would have shelled it if I had it, brother. But everything that you see there was provided at no charge from StreamYards. He sent me some no charge stuff. It'll be in every video I ever make. I hope that'll be the case for our upcoming future there.
Oh, I take my
LMG.
daily pills.
But this is a view of my shop.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. Thank you, Richard. Wah, 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 wah. That's reasonably long. Okay. It's confusing sometimes, I swear it is, I tell you now. I don't think I got any volume on this. I must have had, though. Cardiologist says I'm good. So, yes, because I was obviously handling. Oh, and look what we get. All right. Cool. 79, that'll be the ticket. Mr. Jalman. Mr. Jack Galman. Marion, North Carolina, representing. Thank you, sir, for stopping by. How big is the system keeper to run your setup? You know about Toonie Books. Mr. Galman knows. I am looking for the parts I need. Now you're asking me important questions. I'm trying to think of the best way to answer it, honestly. I mean, how big is it? My system, I'm using 3 and I've used 4 monitors. And the number of monitors you can use is determined by the number of monitor outputs your computer has. If you have a modern video card, you can have up to 4 outputs. But on a standard computer, typically you would have 1 or 2 if you haven't taken steps towards getting a video card that has more. People generally add video cards in order to play more sophisticated 3D games that are more true to life, but I've got a fairly basic video card that gamer guys wouldn't be interested in because it has 4 outputs and that's all I really needed. So you can save money by buying a much more basic video card than what if you went into a shop and showed them pictures of what I got. They would think I was some sort of a gamer and would want to give you a serious gaming card, whereas you don't need that. You literally need the more basic card. Now here are some numbers. I've used a GTX 660 to do the job, and it will. I'm currently using a GTX 1060 to do the job, and it does. Anything beyond that is because you need to game, not because you need to flight simulator. Yes, you need a much better video card, the best for flight simulators. Now, processor, I've run this exact same system on an Intel 4000 series processor, an AMD Ryzen 7 2700, the Intel was an i3 8300 type processor. I guess, sorry. What I'm trying to say is actually the last one that was in the picture was my Intel, and it was great, no trouble at all. But my son upgraded his computer, and so did my other son, and they threw a bunch of parts at me. So I was compelled to build another computer, and then I'm on that one now, which is Ryzen 7 2700. So I switched from Intel to AMD Ryzen. It doesn't matter, honestly, which. If your computer isn't like super old, and when I mean super old, I mean it's Intel 4000 series or newer, 8000's better, and right now they're on the 13000 series, so you can see how far you can go back quite a ways with a CPU and be happy with what it's doing. What do I suggest? Well, unless you want to manage old computer parts and whatnot, you're not going to be able to go too far back in your processor. You know, the ones that are being built now are, maybe you can still get a 10th gen processor, or I know you can get an 11th gen processor. And With Ryzen processors, I'm not sure what the numberings are, but it doesn't have to be that big of a system. It's really more about having a video card that will support the number of monitors that you want to use. And my audio comes in through a professional audio solution, a separate box that lets me plug in, pro microphones. So that was a couple $100 and is separate from the computer. And I mean, if you have pro audio, you need some good video. I got all kinds of video cameras, but Nexigo, check out Nexigo, Nexigo. Amazon's got them. They got some really nice cameras. You want to get at least 1080, right? You don't want to have a camera that's less than 1080. And anything over 1080, there are reasons to have it that are production reasons, but likely it's overkill. So a good 1080 camera is probably all you need. All right, got an incoming phone call. I shall be back. Hey. To make tuning books for others, but Mr. Gallman knows about books because he's got one. Yeah, it's not a keeper, John, that's for sure. Here's another Three Bears here. I'm definitely not. Sometimes I put away all the ones that are commemoratives, not away, but to the side so we can see in the end, how many commemoratives could likely be found in a number of rolls. But I honestly don't give a half of a, quarter of a, eighth of a, 16th of a. Okay, I give a 30 seconds of a rat's ass, but other than that, and that's carefully calculated and mathematically derived. See, there's a Nunavut right there, but it is so ugly we will not keep it. It is nowhere near as nice as the one I threw up there, and I actually don't think I really. Ooh, that's a nice one. Nah, I wish it was painted. Another nice one, no paint. And another really nice one, no paint. Some really pretty ones, of course, they're really super recent. 22 and 23. No, 22, pardon me, not 23. There is no 23. 23 is only in a mint set. If you need it for your book, you have to buy a mint set to get it. 179. And that is because they're not going to circulate coins for 23 as we make our transition to the King's effigy, I believe. We are going to just deal with some 22s and then move on. So the 23s are available in mint sets otherwise. Brown Sugar in the house. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you. We are searching through Canadian coinage, and I don't do roll sales. I'm just doing this because I sell complete books for the most part. And so when I find coins, I use them to stock up my stock. So when somebody orders a complete set of Canadian commemorative toonies, well, I have nice versions of them to provide and create the book with. So I found one glow in the dark. Here's another Flanders Fields, not particularly good and no needed, so not keeping. That's a nice 2010, but I don't think I need it. Really looking for paint more than anything else, and or a really nice non-painted version of a painted toonie. There's the Three Bears again, knowledge from 2000. Because for every one I provide, I like to always provide the non-painted. Oh, a little bit of victory there. So we'll take one out of the stock here, get in there,
And that should be it. That should be a full roll. We got a victory. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I have painted victories that I might not have a match unpainted one for, but now I do. Maybe. Jack gets to go home from the hospital tomorrow. Nice. That would be nice, Jack. I think they're going to keep my sister-in-law for a little while. Once again, there's another knowledge there, not particularly pretty, but there. So you can see that, oh, and another Quebec. And good looking too. All right, well, again, I'm going to keep that one for now. Afterwards, I'll open up my books and take a look at the Quebecs I have, do a direct comparison, and decide whether it's actually going to stay. But for now, there was a time when I remember not being able to find the Quebec when I needed it. So I guess in my head, here's another wait for me, Daddy. Really, it goes like that. In my head, I think of them as scarce, I guess, but they're probably not, you know. It's just on personal experience whether you think something is scarcer or you give it its scarcity. I know that those BC quarters have been hard to find, and I would really like to have like 6 of the nice ones put away, but I don't. And whenever I look through quarters, I find a lot of things, but I typically don't find them. I have other friends who've got some, and I know a few of you have sent some along, which I totally appreciate. As I get them in, I will store them, and they will be used accordingly, and appreciated immensely. But I did find one the other day. I was waiting on one to finish a book for Becky. Becky? No. Lola. And that book is ready, actually, is shipping tomorrow. That's my thing for tomorrow is post office. Today was bank. Tomorrow is post office. I don't know if Jack, if he ever said what they needed to get done for you, but if you feel like sharing, go ahead. I'm sort of curious, but I'm not morbidly curious. If you don't want to share, that's cool. I went to my cardiologist the other day, and he said my heart ultrasound looked good. That the heart is doing what it's expected to be doing. So, yay. Another Wait For Me Daddy. Wow. Welcome to Wait For Me Daddy channel. Look at that. Well, we'll just... Oops. Jeepers. Hands broken. Handling. Oh, and look what we get. Now we got a match set of victories out of these. Not bad. We're going to need to add a coin here. Put them in there. There it is. So there it is, a painted victory. So we got an unpainted victory. We got a painted victory. Not so bad. 4 more in the first 1,000, and we are done. 1 full box. Not bad. I think maybe we'll get through both at this kind of rate. They're going to be surprised to see me at the bank returning these tomorrow. Here. These are no good. Try to make myself known at the bank because it is weird to leave with $2,000 worth of loonies for one and to be bringing them back the next day for the other. And if they don't have any understanding of what the hell's going on, I can see them looking at you sidewise and asking what in the snot. But I've tried to involve management. We got an unpainted painted. Glow in the dark, not glowing.
And some of them, especially when I have my little card and my little page with 9 different or 12 different coins, they can see what I'm after. That really helps, I think. Today I walked in and looked at the girl. I already that's a nice 2009. You know what? I'm just going to take a look at that. Oh, Unpainted Victory. Okay. We need another coin for that one, do we? Yeah, we do. There it is. Well, the harvest has been not so bad. More coins than I'm going to keep, that's for sure. But honestly, I'm not keeping them for me. In a way, I'm keeping them for you all. I have my Toonie book and don't kind of care unless, oh, D-Day, unpainted. Need a D-Day. There's another Nunavut, but it's not good looking. So we won't be keeping that. What's this one? Okay, so we're out of seed coins. Okay, fair enough. That happens near the end. We're on the last couple of rolls of this one box, so. I couldn't do it the way George does it. I couldn't sit on a box and ask you all to buy them, not because there's any problem with that, but because I couldn't have a box in front of me staring me in the face without me wanting to desperately go through it. I have no self-control. So that's not going to be my MO. But I'm thinking, say you need a particular painted coin. It's a $2 coin. If it's painted, I'm going to charge you, say, $4. Oh, that's actually going to keep that one too. That is a Churchill. And for some reason it caught my eye. I'll charge you $4 for the $2 coin and $5 shipping. Now that's kind of expensive. But if you want the unpainted version of that same coin, let's pretend it has an unpainted version, then I would sell you that unpainted one for $3. So now you've spent $7 in coins, $4 for the one and $3 for the other. Ooh, that's nice too. What year? Okay, we'll put that in the pile. Ooh. And then $5 for shipping. $5 for shipping will ship up to 4 toonies, the way I see it. So, kind of like that. Paint. I think that's about right. Yeah, I like that. So, painted coins, provided I have them in stock, $4, not including the glow in the dark, unfortunately. Unpainted coins, $3. Shipping for up to 4 coins, $5. I think that makes sense to me. As I say that out loud, does that not make sense to anyone? Like, do you see any glaring flaw in my logic? Painted $2 coin, $4. $5 shipping. Painted $2 coin and unpainted $2 coin. $4 for the painted, $3 for the unpainted, total of $7, $5 for shipping. And you can choose any number of painted and unpainted, painted 4, unpainted 3, up to 4 coins, all covered by the same $5 shipping. But after that, shipping will be determined somehow individually. I think, another black one. I think I like that. If that makes sense to you, or if you see a flaw in it somewhere that I didn't take into, ooh, another victory, baby. Nice. Let me know. Oh, and a boreal forest, that looks nice. Nice. How much for a book? Good question. The books do vary a little bit, and of course by the denomination of the coin. I generally have quarter books and toonie books that I'm really sort of focused on right now, although I could do others. Don't ask me to do dimes because I haven't even started on them personally and don't know where I'd go with that. But I'm kind of open to loonies, toonies, and quarters at this point. How much for a book? If you send me an email to dimebagdarrenlow@gmail.com, and tell me which denomination, I will give you the details. But 180, that's what we need, right? 178. That's right. Okay. Again, it has to do with shipping is always the same. Shipping from Canada to the US is $25. And then, like I say, it just depends on what I've got for the book, what denomination I'm working on. But I will give you an exact dollar quote if you would email me at dimebagdarrenlow@gmail.com and tell me what denomination of book you're interested in. Another Churchill. I'm going to put that one aside a moment. Oh, is this the one? Channel here. Boom, boom, boom. Bring the live mic back. Go to the scenes. Get the overhead out. Okay. Yeah, I think you could send in an envelope 4 toonies, no trouble. Sending a book's a little harder, but I tend to want to put those in a box and I pack them with, well, like I said, they're armored. Let's put it that way. I don't want anything to happen to them. Now, you were saying you need a Saskatchewan loonie. Let you know. I think I have one for you, John. And, you know, dude, when it comes to you, I would love to be able to provide you one. Now, these are one of my main storage books for loonies. Let's find out together. I started with some shiny quarters put away here, but there's the Toronto Maple Leafs one. I have 4 of those. Oh, there's the Oscar Peterson. I want one of those for another reason, so I'm going to pull one of those out. I got the painted and unpainted Oscars and the Inukshuk there. What do I have here? Okay, not in this one. Okay, what do we got here? Terry Fox and Memorial Tower. These are all Lucky Loonies. Toronto Transportation. Grey Cup. Grey Cup, Grey Cup, Grey Cup. Got 6 Grey Cups. Women's Voting. Klondike. Navy. Oh, geez, nothing there. All right, now I'm going to dive a little deeper. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to check anyway. I know I have it in this book, but I don't have a spare that I can give you from this book. I do not believe. But I'll see the one you're talking about. Yeah. When are you already ready to roll? If you you want to roll by here as a precursor to that, or you want to meet at something. I'm thinking I don't even know where that would be right at this point. I got an idea. Do you know where you want to go? Well, then I have a more interesting idea than that. But it's down by the 5 Corners. It's a breakfast restaurant. Your typical. So I'd like to try it. I think it falls into where you'd want to go. I don't think it's weird. But you want to roll by and grab me or what? Let's do that. 'Cause the wife's got the Kia. Otherwise, I have to drive the Honda, which I don't really feel like driving, but I could. But I don't want to. B.A. Trigger, my man, the guy who sends me all kinds of cool letters. Look at this. Okay, yeah, just come on by at will, basically. All right. Okay, multitasking. So yeah, let's take a look at the Saskatchewan one that you want so bad because I know I'll have it here. I mean, I'd like to think I'll have it here. I'll probably have it here, and then I'll know what it is you're looking for. Canadian Army, Saskatchewan Rough Riders, 2010. That's the one you need, right? I don't know if I've got enough. Okay, that's the one we're looking for. Um, what I'm going to do just quick is just right in the back of this book, there is some stock area. And I'm going to quickly check that stock area to be sure I haven't got it in the spares here. Maple Leafs. There's another Maple Leafs right there. No, sir. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No, sir. At this time, I must report that I do not have a spare, only the one in my own personal book. That sucks. They gotta be hard to come by. They must be hard to come by. Let me check another spot. Well, this will give you an idea how I put together the books. This is Bill Reed's and Poppy's hockey. Bill Reed, Victory and Black Rimmed. Victory and Insulin. Page of Insulin. Other commemoratives. I don't think I have any. Oh, wait. Here's some. Nope. Nope. No, sir. I haven't got a spare Saskatchewan to my name. And I think I've run out of places to look, honestly. That really is it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look a little harder for you, John, because yeah, that's a no find. I'm glad I got one in my book since they're hard to come by, but that's the only one I've got for now. But I'll keep an eye on. I know now. I know you had mentioned it on a number of occasions, and now I've paid proper attention, and I know what I'm looking for. And if I find one, it shall be yours. Ah, Boudreau is asking about a book, and it turns out that when it comes to the 25-cent book, I have already begun a fresh one without a name on it. So this one here will be MJ Boudreau's book. Now, just to give you an idea, I went through stock and populated it. I do have a 67, but it's not in its spot yet. But I have that put away in a different, with the silver, you know. But I don't have a 1999 January. I don't have a 1992 British Columbia because I just got one to complete the previous book. I still don't have a spare one to put into this book. On this second page, we're completely populated. On the third page, we are needing a painted Cindy Klassen. And on this page, I am missing the Big Poppy. So there is some reason to do some quarter hunting. There are 4 magic spots that I get to fill with whatever I want. And we don't know what those will be yet. And then, of course, the back page with some very important information on it. And the insert that shows you all the different books that are available. So this one is actually going to be the one for Boudreau. I need the Big Poppy. We need to fill up these because we don't send empty spots. We need the painted Cindy Klassen. And I need 1999 January and 1992 British Columbia. And then I have what I need for this book. So you were kind of wondering what it takes to put the book together and what I would have on hand. And that is where we're at with this, your quarter book. Because I have mine over here. Mine's discoloring a little bit. The front is going a little bit slightly different color. But this is a new one, that's yours. Anywho, we do have a book for Boudreau, but I don't have a $2 book. I'll have to go out and get me one of them so I can get started. Because the best way of the beautiful thing about books is they'll show you what you're missing. And then you know what to get. Go to the wide shot here. So one of the things I like to share on my channel is the tech of streaming. I'm kind of a tech nerd when you get down to there, and so I've got a measure of that going on here, and part of what my channel, I want it to be about, is helping you all understand what's out there and what can be done. My overhead camera that you're looking at right now is called the Logitech Mevo Start. Now, you're all familiar with Logitech and the cameras that they make, no problem. The Mevo is kind of a specialty camera because it's actually made for live streaming on location. Like if you were at a baseball game and you wanted to live stream it in a kind of semi-professional way, maybe with multiple cameras and maybe with one on the scoreboard and one on the action. So that's the kind of thing that the Logitech Mevo allows a person to do. So I use the Mevo in on karaoke night, but when I get home, I make it my overhead camera, and what it allows me to do is actually zoom in and pan and tilt. Now, it's a digital pan and tilt and zoom, so that means the camera doesn't have to move, and that is a minus and a plus. It is a minus because if the camera crops in for a zoom in instead of zooming in with optics, you do lose a little quality. But the beauty of it is that you don't have little motors actually physically moving a thing around. So there's next to nothing to go wrong as far as that's concerned. And, you know, lets me do stuff. And when it's overhead, I can direct it to particular things and stuff. You can see the stickers. can make it bigger. Give you a view of just my desk specifically, or just the working area, let's call it. I can set that shot as static. In other words, I'm telling it to remember that shot. And now, rather than slowly zooming or moving, I can cut between the wide shot and the zoomed in or crop shot. Let me move these over a little bit. I don't even have to move these. If I don't like the where that is, I can just move the camera. Get it framed the way I like. Okay, Dave? All right, let me zoom in. So that works pretty good. All right. So anyway, that's the power of the overhead cam. It definitely helps out when it's showing you things. That being said, I did pull that one loony just now, that Oscar Peterson, and I want it to go in this book because there's a spot for it. I realized that there was a double in this book. Oh, wait, that doesn't belong there. It belongs there. We have a spot right here. We're going to fire it right on in there on top of the Alexander Graham Bell. That is already there. All right. That makes that better. Woohoo! All right. Hey, wait! You shouldn't see that. I was actually looking through your book, and I realized that, hey, I had a double in there. So I took it out and I put in something different, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to wait. See, pandas. Yeah, you do. All right, fading back. I just wanted to do a little, get a little live under my belt since I hadn't been on the air for a while, and do a actual shout out for Marty, who sent in some coins the other day. And then right on top of that, I got your letter, Lola, that just arrived, and thank you very much for that. Really, really, really appreciate it. But earlier in my stream today, I literally received it, got dropped on my desk. So that was right on. But for now, I'm pretty much done. Done a few things, so we're going to let you go. But I thank you for stopping by my little pop-up. Really do appreciate it. And we'll catch you all in different other streams at different other times. Sound good? I hope so, because this is Dimebag Darren from Dimebag Darren World Headquarters in the corner of my living room. And I shall be signing off as soon as I figure out how. Yeah. Bye.